Hello you plonkers and welcome back today to another video on the Drewzy channel. 9 things we learnt from round 9. Can't believe it's already round 9. This season has been a blur. Unfortunately, there will be no Drew footy show this week. I've got 3 uni assessments in the next 2 weeks and Jesse couldn't film tonight. So there'll be no Drew footy show. He'll be back next week. And no, it's not because the Dockers lost. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Still a large contingent of people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. And make sure you drop a like on the video. Just click that thumbs up button. It helps out with my channel more than you know. Just click it. Anyhow, let's get on with the video. Number 1. The Doggies aren't done yet. After 2 disappointing losses, both to the Adelaide sides, in fact, it was starting to look like the Dogs just couldn't get their season on the road. And it was a big test to go up against Collingwood at Marvel Stadium on Friday night to see where they were at. And they just outclassed them from start to finish. Got a big 48-point win. Adam Treloar with 3 votes was absolutely magnificent on the night. And Buku Khamis is playing a big role up forward as well. They've got Gold Coast and West Coast in their next 2 weeks. They could start to get their season rolling. They're not done yet, the Dogs. Number 2. The Hawks concede too much. At the start of the season, I thought Hawthorn were really defensively solid. They obviously have very good defenders down there, but their system isn't quite stacking up. So they conceded 117 points against Richmond, 108 against the Bombers, and the week before, 91 against the D's. They have a lot of firepower, the Hawks. They're not a team that find it hard to kick goals. But you got to plug up the other end so that your bath water can fill up. Otherwise, you're just running the tap and the water's going straight down the drain. Hawthorn, sort out your plumbing and you can start to win games of football. But yeah, if you're conceding big scores like this every week, you're not going to play finals this year. Number 3, Port might pretend to contend again. 4 on the trot now for Port Adelaide. And it's looking like they could potentially make the top 8. They're just outside of it. I think they're sitting in 10th. Just sniffing around the top 8. And they've got Geelong this week in GMHBA, which is a very winnable fixture on Geelong's form against Port Adelaide's form. It's a massive game for the Port Adelaide boys. And if they can get this win down in Geelong, they'll be level on points with Geelong, who are, I think, 7th in the 8. So they're going to be in the mix for the finals just about again, Port Adelaide. They started their season really slow, but they could be in finals contention again. And they love to pretend, and they could be back to do it again. Number 4. Who are Geelong? All credit to St Kilda. You're a better football side. But I think the biggest takeaway here, from me personally, is who the are Geelong. Right, St Kilda, you're a good side. You won. Yes, I tipped you as well. I expect you to beat them. Right, we like St Kilda. Move on from that. Geelong are just straight up flat track bullies. They beat sides like GWS, North, Essendon. As soon as there's a bit of fight against them, they just turn around, take up their bags, and leave. They should have won this game comfortably. They were in the position to win this game, and they didn't. And it just seems, anytime there's a 50-50 game, there's a bit of an arm wrestle with the side, Geelong just give in. It's embarrassing the amount of stars this Geelong side has, and they still haven't won a premiership in this Dangerfield era. This Dangerfield project is slowly coming to a close, ever so slowly. The stars are still there, but if you're not contending now, you're not going to be contending next year or the year after that. I could be wrong, but this is the way I see it. It's looking stinky for Geelong. It's looking really bad, and when you can't beat a contender when you're meant to be contending, that tells me that you're not ready to play finals this year, Geelong. So who are they? Are they just bullies? Are they a genuine contender? Let me know down below. This break in the video is brought to you by our good friends at Manscaped, who are the world leaders in below the belt grooming for men. Manscaped continue to sponsor the channel, so I thank them very much, and they want me to tell you about their great products, which I have used myself, and they're very great. In particular, the Lawnmower 4.0. It's an electric shaver with a 90-minute battery life. It's absolutely crazy how long this thing goes for. I've used it multiple times. Haven't even had to think about using the charging dock that it comes with because it's just got such a long battery life. There's a nice LED light there to see what you're doing and a nice ceramic blade so that you get no nicks or cuts. If you're thinking, I'm going out on the town this weekend, I need to clean up downstairs, but I don't know what to do and I don't want to ask mum to go to the shops for me, head over to manscaped.com and use code DREWZY20, all caps, no spaces, at checkout. That'll give you free worldwide delivery and 20% off your order. It's a good deal for a great product. It'll sort you out and it'll support the channel. I'm doing you a favour. You're doing me a favour. If you do yourself a favour, head over to manscaped.com. Use the link in the description. Use code Drewzy20 at checkout. No spaces, all caps. And it'll benefit you. I'm telling you. So thanks to Manscaped. Keep your balls looking good. And let's get on with the video. Number 5. Normality is restored. Sydney have been pretty poor of late. And after Essendon's big win against Hawthorn, there was a sneaky sniff that Essendon could go up to the SCG, where they have played well in the past, and get a win. But Sydney absolutely pumped them, got back to their winning ways, and put Essendon back into their box where they have been this season. With the way my tipping has been going, I was starting to think I've lost my conception of who is good and who is bad. But after a 58-point win from the Swans up on the SCG, it makes me think I do somewhat know what I'm talking about when I'm discussing football. Number 6. Alright, I'm going to start trying now. You know when you're playing FIFA against your mate who hasn't really played that much, and you start doing some rainbow flicks and you start running the ball out of the back with your keeper trying to score with your goalie, and all of a sudden they equalise. Well, that is exactly how I saw this Adelaide versus Brisbane game. Scores were very close at half-time, and then Brisbane in the rooms must have just said, alright lads, let's actually start trying. They come out in the second half and absolutely dominated. They scored 9 goals to Adelaide's 2 in the second half, just started trying and stormed home to victory. Number 7. Blip on the radar or genuine problem? Not sure how to interpret today's game for the Dockers. When I was watching it, I was sort of thinking, well, it's wet. You know, we've won 6 in a row. It's easy. It's just one of those games that we can forget about. And I hope that's the case. But we had 28 more inside 50s than Gold Coast and managed to lose by 6 goals. That just doesn't add up. And that is worrying. Our forward craft went to mud up in the Gold Coast. How much can you actually read into this? You know, we go into a game that's wet with Rory Lobb, Josh Tracy, who didn't take a mark inside 50 all day, it seemed. And I know we have some outs which are pretty important, like Sam Switkowski, Michael Walters, Matt Taberner as well. So I don't actually know what to take from this game. I can tell you that Gold Coast are a good side. Very surprisingly, they are actually good. They've beaten Sydney, Carlton, and now Freo, the 3, 4th, and 5th sides in the competition. So if they beat the Bulldogs this week, I wouldn't be surprised. The Gold Coast are good, but I don't know how much to read into this game. People in my stream were saying, Flagmantle is done, Fremantle is shit, Drewzy, you suck. Basically, I was getting a lot of hate because Freo lost, and people haven't been happy with Freo's recent form. So, you know, it is what it is. It's not easy being in the top 4, I suppose. But, yeah, don't know how to read into this game. Number 8. Blue spoil Leon's party. After absolutely rinsing GWS last week on the Drew Footy Show and my 9 things that I learnt, Leon Cameron stepped down, which obviously was the best thing to do for the club. They played Carlton this week, and going into 3/4 time, there was 1 goal in it, and you just thought this would just be a fairy tale ending for old Leon. Get a win at home and ride off into the sunset. But Carlton were just like, nah, that's not going to happen. And they just stormed home to win and ruin the party for GWS. But good on you, Leon. He's finished off with a winning record at GWS, which is massive considering he's taken them from the start just about after Kevin Sheedy all the way up until now. And they've got a positive winning record. Will he coach again? Potentially. And what will happen next with GWS? I don't know. I'm just a bloke who turns on a camera. So make of it what you will. But good on you, Leon. And number 9. The West Coast casuals are gone. 27,000 people showed up to watch West Coast play Melbourne this afternoon, which I reckon could potentially be West Coast's lowest attendance since being at Optus relative to the amount of allocated seats. So 60,000 allocated seats, no restrictions, and they had less than 50% capacity. And I'm speaking to people every week who are saying, I'm thinking of jumping ship to Freo. I know people who have stopped supporting West Coast and are now supporting Freo, which is a bit whack. And obviously all the casuals that just go to the football for a good day out aren't going anymore, which I don't blame them for when your side doesn't show up. But 27,000 on a Sunday afternoon at home, there's just a lot less interest in the West Coast Eagles at the moment. Obviously, this isn't specific to the Eagles. Most times when a club stops playing well, lots of people stop showing up. It's just an observation I've made. Nothing from my Freo bias. People are just stopping to care about West Coast. And that's going to wrap up 9 things I learnt from round 9. Like the video before you click off. Oi, come back here. Leave a like and then you can go. Cheers, mate. Give me a couple weeks and I'll be right back making lots more content. Just got to get through the next 2 weeks of uni and I'll be all gravy. But I'll see you when I'm looking at you. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and like the video and go to manscaped.com and I'll see you next time. Take care. You plonkers.